All right, going to be a crowded front line there for Real Madrid. Who do you think suffers more for Mbappe's arrival, Vinicius Jr. or Rodrygo?
I think it's evidence to Rodrygo because he's the guy out of those two who plays in a central position, which I think that's why Kylian Mbappe has been brought here to play for Real Madrid as that 9. But who I think is going to suffer a little bit more is probably going to be Vinny. So it may cost Rodrygo his starting position. But we've seen what Kylian Mbappe is when he's on the field as a 9 in that central position. He drifts left anyways. And that's where Vinny operates. So we may see a change in system with a 2-man up top or some more form of a fluid attack where there's more movement. But ultimately, I know Vinny's a candidate for Ballon d'Or, but we're talking about a player in Kylian Mbappe who's the heir apparent to Messi, Cristiano, that type of player. You're not moving this guy. So I would say in the immediate, Rodrygo, because he will be out, but the one who suffers the most may end up being Vinny.
Shaka, if you're Rodrygo, you go from a starter to potentially on the bench. How long are you waiting around Real Madrid until you say, you know what, I could be a starter on pretty much any other club in the world, I want out?
I give it a season, maybe. Probably not much more than that, 18 months at absolute best. Just kind of given his history with the club, given the successes that he's had at Real Madrid, that's what I give. That's as much as I'd give. We're probably having these same questions and concerns about Rodrygo and the shifting formation and how he'd play as part of a front three 12 months ago. Yeah, as we said, Real Madrid go on and win the Champions League. No real questions about them, how good they've been, and how important Rodrygo has been to them over the course of that time when we were last asking those questions. And the thing is, Kylian Mbappe coming in has just thrown up so many questions about Real Madrid that I'm not sure where to begin to answer. Luckily, I'm not the one who has to answer those questions. It's Carlo Ancelotti. And if there's any manager on the planet you trust in addressing those questions, it's Carlo Ancelotti. So you look at who Real Madrid have to call on. You look at Kylian Mbappe, his preferred position, where he likes to drift, where Vinny likes to occupy, and nothing that makes sense comes up. But you trust Carlo Ancelotti to somehow, again, get it right.
What about the Rodrygo angle? You think he would want out if he's on the bench?
I think he's already hinted at that. You've seen his comments before the Champions League final. He was flirting with Man City. There's no player in the world that wants to feel like he's second fiddle. Now you're third fiddle. Rodrygo, when he had his best play this season for Real Madrid, came in the absence of Vinny when Vinny was hurt and he was playing on the left-hand side. That's when he played his best football. Now you're not even getting there, and you won't get there if Kylian Mbappe is there. So he's never going to be the preferred man over these other two. He needs to find a team where he can be that player. And there are some teams out there, a City, where we've seen players like a Gabriel Jesus do well, or an Arsenal, those type of players. I think he fits all of that mold. He's got to go somewhere where he's valued and he's going to play if he doesn't feel like being second fiddle or coming off the bench suits him.